Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Q&A leading up to Season 7 of Game of Thrones on HBO. In this one, we're going to be starting with the question, do I think Jaime will become the Queenslayer? So I thought this was a good one to start today's with after what we did yesterday, talking about Jon and possibly Daenerys getting together at some point. So spoiler warning if you're not caught up on Game of Thrones and you haven't seen the Season 6 finale yet. So yeah, if you missed the video yesterday, definitely check it out. Lots of questions in it, and it was pretty good. And people did bring up, even if Jon is the child, even if Jon is Targaryen, it doesn't really matter with regards to his bastard status. He's still a bastard either way. But I think it does matter because he wouldn't be really. He's half Stark, half Targaryen, but with the male being Targaryen, so that would mean. That's a name that's I would say of higher importance than Stark. You know. Can I say that? Yeah, I guess I can. So, anyway, it was a good discussion yesterday. Check it out if you guys missed it. So, for today, will Jaime become the Queenslayer? So, the question was from WeWereTheStorm, and he or she says, so does Jaime become a Queenslayer? I think he truly realized how insane his sister is, just as he did for the Mad King. And it's a great point. Also, we have another one from Wick3d Id3as, and he says, hey Trev, do you believe Jaime will try to rebel and take the throne? The way I see it is to Jaime, Cersei killed their son, basically. So both great questions and both very similar. To kind of just make it more general, is Jaime going to become the Queenslayer, Kingslayer, Queenslayer? So yeah, it's definitely a tricky one. I would go with based on what Jaime said most recently, is that he'll do absolutely anything to get back to Cersei. He'll kill, whoever he needs to kill. He'll do whatever. All the Tullys, he'll kill them all. He doesn't care, just to get back to Cersei. But that was before, and things certainly have changed now that she has obliterated almost everybody in King's Landing. But I'm not sure with this one. This is tricky on how Jaime's going to feel about Cersei at this point. He is a Lannister too. He knows his sister. He knows this is within what his sister's going to do. For example, when he lets Tyrion go and everything, he knows Cersei. He knows who she is. He knows what she's capable of. And it also was not her doing. It was her doing, but not directly, that Tommen committed suicide. She didn't know that he was going to commit suicide like that. She probably didn't think he was going to do that. I'm certain that was not part of her plan. But as it happened, that she ends up taking the throne for herself, the crown for herself. It all just kind of worked out that way. So I don't know if Jaime's going to 100%. I guess he'll be angry with her. He'll hold her accountable for what happened to Tommen, I suppose. I don't know if he'll get to the point where he would actually try to kill her because he loves her so much, and because he himself, of course, was captured before earlier in the series, loses his hand and everything. And at this point, I feel like there's only a few people that he really cares about. And he wasn't really that close to Tommen anyway, not really. Of course, it is his, unofficial son, right? But at the same time, even though it is, I tend to think more that Jaime will probably not. I don't think he's going to kill Cersei almost no matter how crazy she gets. It would be definitely fitting, though, for sure, because, of course, he was the one to do it prior with the Mad King, and now we have kind of almost an equivalent with the Mad Queen, so to speak, it's definitely an interesting twist for the series. And, after this season of Game of Thrones, it's really affected how I see the series as a whole. I really put the series, after the last 2 episodes, it's like, wow, just mind-blowing episodes. So it really has elevated the series for me. It made me feel like Game of Thrones is even better than it was at the end of Season 5, for example. Season 6 by itself, just the ending, really. So just so many crazy things happened, and man, I'm still processing it all, And so to answer you guys simply, my answer is I don't think he's going to kill Cersei. I don't think he's going to try, because I think he doesn't care about almost anybody else. He was ready to attack and kill the High Sparrow if he had to, but he didn't do it because he is more empathetic than Cersei, right? He is more kind of I want to say like understanding, and he's not as cruel as she is. Cersei is more cruel than Jaime. Yeah, she is. I mean, she is cold. She is maybe she has outdone Tywin to me, I think, in terms of badassery. She has just gone to a whole nother level. So I don't think and also he may be afraid of her too. I mean, because he won't kill. I don't think he would kill her, because if he didn't kill the High Sparrow, I don't think he would do that. But would she kill him? Again, another very interesting question. So my take on it is I don't think so, even though that would be so fitting. Maybe we could see some other things happen that could push Jaime to that point where he feels like he has no other way to go. But right now, I would say I don't think he's going to. But you guys can write your comments below. Let me know if you think they will include some more progression and have it make sense for Jaime as a character, to want to do that if Cersei just gets totally carried away and starts doing all kinds of madness. Let me know what you guys think. Write your comments below. I like the idea, though. It is a good idea. Next one's from Kyle Gamble, and he says, "Hey, Trev, I love your videos. I never miss one. I have a Game of Thrones question for you. If it ends up being true that there are only 13 episodes left, would you prefer they put in to one season all 13 episodes, or make them 2 smaller seasons? I personally like The Walking Dead having 16 episode seasons, and waiting 2 more years versus 1 doesn't sound as bad to me. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Keep up the great content, Kyle Gamble." So for Kyle, that's a tricky one, and I remember this exact thing happened with Breaking Bad. When Breaking Bad ended, they split the last season into 2 shorter seasons. Instead of showing season, was it 4? Oh no, sorry. Was it 5 or 6? I can't, oh geez, my memory, totally fuzzy logic with Breaking Bad in the seasons. Was it 5 or 6, or how did they do that? Was it all season 5, but they showed it one summer and then they waited the next summer? I think that's how it went. I'm trying to remember, and I haven't watched Breaking Bad for a while. Another great, all-time great series for sure. But when I saw the end of Breaking Bad, at first, after the first summer, people were pissed off that they had to wait to get another, I think it was 8 episodes or something like that, in the second. But it all came down to, for me, I was a little upset, but at the same time, it kind of gave us another year of Breaking Bad. So rather than it being just 1 more year left of Game of Thrones, we get 2 more years left. But they're shorter years. They're probably 7 and 6. So even though I like to get all the episodes at once and see everything at once, it's such an epic series. I don't mind if they have to break it up and do 7 and 6. It's not like they're doing 3 and 3 or something. That would be maddening. But if you watch movie series like the Marvel movies and everything, sometimes you may get 1 movie and then you may have to wait 2 years to get the next part of that story. Right? It's just kind of how it goes sometimes, especially when you refer to these kind of epic, big stories with CG and everything. Sometimes that's just how it goes. But for me, I at this point, I prefer 2 seasons. I'm happy to get 2 more years of Game of Thrones left, just to absorb it and everything. I mean, if you think of the last 2 episodes of Game of Thrones, really, they could have had a 5-episode season with those 2 at the end of the season, and I would have been happy with that, just because they were so amazing. And also, it gives you time to kind of digest everything you're seeing in between the year until the next year. So it's not too bad. I guess I'm saying I prefer 2 seasons, because even though they could release everything together and be amazing all at once, then it would be over. And so I like it when they kind of space it out, as long as the quality is good and they don't mess up with quality. Scooterchainchomp had a funny comment that got quite a few thumbs up. He said, "Sadly, Tommen didn't get ... a King's Landing." So that was pretty funny. I like that. King's Landing. Yeah, that's good. Next, A004, he says, Q&A, Gendry, do you think we'll ever see him again, or is he lost at sea? I think he is going to fall into the background totally. I would be very surprised if we ever see him again. I feel like his time in the series has been used up, and that he has no purpose anymore. Because if you even think about like who he is and everything, and kind of King's Blood and that whole, with Melisandre, that whole idea, it really doesn't hold like it doesn't hold any weight anymore. Robert and Stannis. That's history now, So the stag, I mean, there's just nothing. There's no reason to bring him back in, I don't think, unless I'm missing something. We'll see. But my simple answer is I really highly doubt it. Stephen B. Smith says Marjorie died. She was the hottest girl in the show. Sad face. There's a lot of characters who died that you may have liked. I'm gonna miss some of the characters. Marjorie was a good character. I like seeing her in the show. Who else was? I mean, there was like. Well, I never liked the High Sparrow. Kevin, we never really liked him too much either. But Pycelle was killed too. He's been in the series forever. So most of the characters that were killed off, I guess actually I didn't like the majority of them, but definitely I thought the Tyrells and yeah, her dad too. I mean, they're just nice. Like they're nice people. They're not as. Yeah, they're definitely not as dark as the Lannisters. So I think that the Tyrells are definitely, a fun family, and it's kind of sad that Olenna is the only one left from pretty much her whole family. And she's like the oldest. Like she's come to terms with the fact that she's going to die pretty soon, just because of her age. She's too old. She knows how old she is. She's self-accepting, which I like her. She's a great character, and it's sad that she's the only one left out of all of them. But I guess it was necessary to kill off Marjorie if you want Tommen to jump. It's totally necessary. But he didn't even know for sure that she was dead. But I think he kind of like knew that she was going to be there, knew she would be there, so there'd pretty much be no way she'd make it out. So he must put two and two together. But he didn't know 100%, but still, he didn't care. Extreme Mario plushies, and this will be like, we'll do two more. This will be the last one, and then one more. He says, Queen Bowl confirmed. So that would be Cersei against Daenerys for the Queen Bowl. That's funny, because we had the Battle of the Bastards Bowl. But we're not going to see, it looks like, the the fan theory for the Clegane Bowl, which would be Robert Strong or the Mountain versus, his brother Sandor. So that's the Hound. So that's unfortunate. We never get to see that. But still, I guess I'm not disappointed. It would have been really cool to see it, but we got to see something even more explosive. Next one's from Isaac Collins. This will be the last one. He says, Cersei didn't win the Game of Thrones. She just knocked all the pieces off the board and said, quote unquote, I win. And to you, Isaac, my rebuttal to you, sir, is I think that is winning the Game of Thrones. I think that is. I mean, if you cheat, you're allowed to cheat in this world. So if you cheat to win the Game of Thrones, you've won the Game of Thrones, at least for now. Will her time come when she is punished? Yeah, I'm sure it will. But for now, she has defeated all of her enemies so far. She went to war. It's like the attire she wore and everything. All the little touches, man, little touches. She went to war, dude, and she won. Tywin would be proud. More proud of her than probably any of his sons, especially Tyrion. Or even Jaime, too. He was never that fond of Jaime. But Cersei, man, holy cow. Yeah, if she was born a male, look out. Holy cow. I guess it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Because as a female, she's at the top spot right now, man, for sure, in the whole game, for sure. So at least that's what I think. Anyway, that is kind of power is power, right? It's just the conversation between her and Baelish. Power is power, right? So it's what it is. Interesting. That'll be it for today's Q&A, guys. Send me more questions. I've got lots, but keep sending them to me so we can keep going with the Q&As. I might have another one for you tomorrow. If not, definitely the next day. And that's it for this one today, guys. If you liked the video, please don't forget to thumb it up below. Always appreciate those thumbs up. They really help out. Shares help and favorites help too, if you wouldn't mind. Always appreciate it. And if you're new and you want to see more Game of Thrones videos from me leading up to Season 7 and eventually Season 8, you can subscribe at the bottom left. I always point the wrong way. I think it's this way. It's reversed. That's it for this video, guys. See you again real soon. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you tomorrow.
You better subscribe.